Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, we are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Bead Floor Studio Facebook page. And what's going on? I am having trouble with the Learn How to Make French Bead Flowers Facebook group. It's not happening for me. But if you are live here with me, hello, my name is Fen. We are here for another Bead and Chat help session today. All right. And is this happening or what? Facebook group. All right. So I don't think the Facebook group is happening. So I'm just going to do what I normally do. When that happens, I'm going to just go ahead and share it. So just 1 second. Just a bunch of clicks. So if you're ready here, I'm just doing, I guess, our normal housekeeping before I start. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I don't know why. All right. Okay, just a little bit slow today. All right, so that should work, hopefully. Okay. All right. So let's start again. So, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fen. You're here for another live Bead and Chat / help session here with me today. It is July 3rd, 2025, 1:03 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the Midwest USA. We have Michelle joining us and Louise joining us. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I think it's still it's still morning on the West Coast here in the US. Yeah. Anyways, coming to you live today with another chaotic live stream. So last week, I worked on my trellis. I'm just going to move my camera here so you can see. So I worked on this trellis here. All right, go up and down. So that's what we worked on last week. Okay, my hand's in the way. Okay, can't see any further. And what I'm deciding to do, or just before coming on, I was deciding on what other flowers to add to the bottom because, well, you can't see it now, but on the bottom, there's a pot there and I wanted to fill it with some flowers. And so today I'm going to do some beading. Since I'm in the basement, my studio is in the basement, it's a little bit chilly, even though it's hot outside, but I have my fuzzy blanket on because I'm wearing shorts and it is cold down here. So no AC down here, but it is hot. So what's the weather where you are today? All right. So I will be making more sweet peas. So I've decided that I'm going to do one more colorway of the sweet peas, and I'm going to bead more cosmos, even though I've made cosmos to death, I'll be making more cosmos, I think. That's the current plan right now. And then maybe I'll add some of the wild daisies that I have over there that I showed last week. So I can still change my mind. But in the meantime, I'm going to make more sweet peas, even though I said I don't want to make any more sweet peas, but I'm going to make more sweet peas. All right, so that's what I'm doing today. What are you guys working on today? What are you working on? Okay. All right, so I have my pattern printed, and I will be making the sweet peas. I'll be making the bud of the sweet peas. Yeah, what color is this? It's this color. My bag of miscellaneous wires that I just have. Yep, this will work. These are just wires that I've used for, I guess, for kits and things, just leftover wires that can be used up. So I'll be making this petal, if you can see. This petal here for the sweet peas. Oh, I have a yellow colorway here. So I think I'll make one more yellow colorway. So we have, okay, let's move this here. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. So far we have sweet peas and wild roses on top. So sweet peas, white wild roses, pink wild roses, another pink wild rose, and various sweet peas. Various sweet peas. So I think I forgot where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? I don't remember. I don't remember where I was going with that. But I have all these colors. Oh, yeah. Yes. So I have the pinks to purple. And then I think I'll do yellow beneath the purple sweet peas. And then I'm going to do on the bottom, maybe some pink cosmos, white wild daisies. So I will make one more of the yellow sweet peas towards the bottom. So there'll be 2 of the yellow total, and I need one more of a different purple. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Michelle says, I need a bag like that. Well, it's just a miscellaneous bag. And I have a hole. I punched a hole through there so that it's hanging on my pegboard normally. So it's like this, hanging on my pegboard. You can't see that, but I'm hanging on my pegboard. All right. I already have 2 of these made in a bag. And these are my extra miscellaneous units from previous projects. So I have my miscellaneous stuff here. So if I'm going to make the yellows, I already have most of the yellow colorway made. So there's that. 5 bead basic. These I'm doing again, I forgot where I was going with that. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing 6 of these. I already have 2 made, so 4 more. Okay. Michelle says I'm in the process of getting more wire. Um, Always seems like there's not enough wire. There's and beads, never enough beads, even though there's a lot. Right? Never the one you need. Vicky says, so beautiful. Thank you, Vicky. Okay. So hopefully I can get this project done this year. Maybe, maybe not. No promises. No promises. But if I keep doing these live streams, maybe it'll keep me accountable. Because this project is what? Made this project last year as a bead along. And I made so much. I don't want to make more. I really wanted to just use up whatever flowers I had. And kind of I am if I'm using my wild daisies, because then I'm not making so many of my cosmos. Michelle says I normally make jewelry, so I have a bunch of wires for jewelry, not for flowers. Well, I find that I have a bunch of wire for jewelry too, but I've been making jewelry using the copper core wire, so kind of it can work. It can work. So how's the weather for everyone? It's like so hot here. So hot. I'm normally, well, in the past, month or so, I've been doing my streams outside because I just wanted to be outside. But these last 2 times, it's been in here because, it's hot. I'm still like out of breath right now from being outside. I had to take my kids, no, my daughter to swimming class. And man, it's hot out there. Just that heat exhaustion. And then you're over here like, Fen, and what the heck are you doing? We're under a blanket because it's cold down here. Because it's cold down here. All right. Let me check the group real quick. All right. Yep, it's been too hot. Okay, so I have 4, just 2 more. So this was what I wanted to do last week, was to just sit on my couch, relax, and bead. So if you guys have any questions on my previous classes and you need help with something, fire away in the chat while I'm beading. Okay, one more. So the studio has been more or less been kind of like a dumping ground. That's what it's normally like during the summer. It's like I'm rarely down here. I'm usually coming in, putting stuff down, or taking stuff out. Like all the stuff that I'm doing is not in here because I've got my kids at home. So I've moved my kit making upstairs. So as I process orders, it's all upstairs, which I don't like, but what are you going to do? I can't be stuck in here all day, right? So that I have to do for now. And usually by the end of summer, my studio is a giant mess because all I'm doing is bringing stuff in and dumping. I have not really beaded at all since school let out. Except now. I think this is the first time I've beaded. Or maybe second time. Okay, so I've got all these petals done. Let's finish these. Oh, I need to make 8. I need 6 for the petals and 2 for the buds. Well, way to go, following my own directions, right? Okay, still feeling so out of breath. Just that heat. How much can I get done today? All right, I need to make a goal of finishing this. Okay, I'm going to make a goal of finishing this trellis by the end of the year. December 31st. I'm going to give myself a deadline. Looks like we've got Annette joining us. Hello, Annette. Where are you joining us from, and what are you working on? And what's the weather like for you? It's hot, hot, hot over here. If you are just joining me, I am working on making sweet peas, beaded sweet peas, to finish up my trellis. Okay, after I took the beads out, I'm stringing it back on because I need 2 more. Whew. Okay. Maybe I need to zoom in. You guys can see better. Sorry, can't work my camera. All right. Is this too close? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 more. I lost count. And I spent yesterday, was it yesterday? Digging. Yeah, I did a lot of digging. Yes, the last couple of days I did a lot of digging. So if you look close, my nails are full of dirt. It's not, yeah, full of dirt. That's why I figured, okay, so I normally wear gloves because I don't want to, because when I do recording for tutorials, I don't want my nails to be full of dirt, right? But I figured, you know what? I'm not going to be recording any tutorials anytime soon. So might as well go with it. It's a lot easier to work if I'm not wearing gloves. but at the same time, I get hurt a lot of times. So I should wear gloves. But they say that when you're working with soil, it's just supposed like the microbes are supposed to make you happier. So how am I going to be happier if I'm wearing gloves, right? Okay, not enough beads. So I thinned out my irises a couple of days ago and just put it somewhere else to create like some sort of border in the back of my yard. And I went to my friend's house yesterday, and she has a bunch of some sort of yellow lilies. They're not true lilies. It's like one of those day lilies. So so after I'm done here, and if the sun is not beating down in that area, if the sun is not beating down in that area, I will continue digging and plant. All right, so I have all of my keel petals done. Okay, next. What's next? All depends on what I want to do. So with French beading patterns, you really don't need to start from the beginning. If you really don't want to, you can kind of skip around. Like when I organize the patterns, I do it by technique, from I guess the simplest technique to the hardest technique a lot of times. But I really don't feel like making these calyxes today. I really don't feel like it. But I do have a whole bunch made already. Like these fringe loops, I really don't feel like making them. How many do I need? 5? Oh, I need 12 total. Do I have 12? So, fringe loops. Don't feel like doing it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. So I only need to do 6 more. But I need them for my yellow ones too. So I guess I'll put this in here for the yellow sweet peas. So you can skip around and just kind of make what you feel like. I feel like making the pea pots. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to be making these. Pea pots. Because after the sweet peas have blossomed, they turn into peas. Sweet peas, right? But don't eat sweet peas. I don't know why they're not edible. For some reason, they're toxic. But regular peas are okay to eat, but not sweet peas. So, but it's so tiny anyways. Do you even want to eat them? Okay. So And I'm going to need 26 gauge wire. I'm sure I'll find it. 26 gauge. So this is just my, I guess, wire that I need to use up, right? When I test kits, I have extra wires, and they all just go in there in that bag. Got some beads in here already. Okay. Do I need to lace this? I don't. Good. Okay, so about 13 inches of beads. Okay. Looks like we have Grace joining us. Hello, Grace. Where are you watching from and what are you working on? Let us know what project you're working on, Grace. And if you are just joining me, I am currently working on sweet peas for my trellis that I'm working on, my big trellis project. Okay. Okay, 10 bead basic. And I'm just chilling on my couch, in July in the Midwest when it's like close to 90 degrees. And I'm under a fuzzy blanket because it's cold down here. All right, so brown top, pointed bottom. Okay. Okay, looks like we also have Jan joining us. Hello, Jan. Where are you watching from and what are you working on, Jan? Okay. Grace says Chesapeake, Virginia, trying to learn how to do what you're doing. Okay, you've come to the right place. So if you just click on the channel later, you'll find tons of beginner projects to help you get started. I recommend for beginners, there are a lot of beginner-friendly projects like the Spring Blossoms is what I normally recommend for people that are starting because it is such a fast project compared with traditional French beading. And my philosophy for designing projects like those is that I want you to get that instant gratification. It may take like an hour or so, but it's still pretty instant in the crafting world. I want you to get that instant gratification of having a flower, and then that'll keep you motivated to keep going, right? Okay, so let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, two more rows. And that will give you more motivation to get started or keep going. Okay. I just need to make 2 of these. So and with the pea pod, I'm sorry, okay. Like when I'm looking at the camera, I want to go this way, but then somehow on the screen is going the other way. So just bear with me. All right, just bear with me. Right. So I'm folding this in half. And fold it back. Is that what I'm doing? Now we have a little pea pod. All I did was fold it in half and just kind of make a little bend. Okay, I need one more. So this is what it looks like on here. Little pea pod. For these sweet peas. Okay. One more. Okay, Jan says, I'm in South Wales, UK, and just getting into making your beautiful designs. Awesome. So, Jan, what flowers have you made so far? All right. Okay. Michelle says, it's really cool how it looks like not much until the shaping. Yep. A lot of, okay, let me get my beads counted first before I keep talking. A lot of the French beaded flowers, sometimes you can have, and I'm going to go on another huge, tangent. A lot of the beadwork that you'll do, the French beading, you can have the most awesome technique, but if you don't shape it, it just looks boring, regardless of how good you are with your technique, right? But on the other hand, you may struggle with your technique a little bit. It may not be perfect, but if you shape it, um, that piece, the one with the shaping, will still look better than the one with the impeccable technique, right? So, but if you can get the technique plus the shaping, then you will get amazing flowers. Don't forget to shape. Lots of shaping. Okay. Okay, 2 more rows. Okay, and that says it's hot here in Nova Scotia. I'm sitting here flossing some lavender. Nice. Nova Scotia. Hey, look, I've got my Canada blanket. uh, got my fuzzy Canada blanket on. Maple leaves. So go Canada. My husband's from Ontario. So how many of these blankets do we have? I don't know how many of these we have. we have, but they're warm and fuzzy. All right. So this is, okay, let it focus. Okay, so this is what it looks like before reshape, right? Just basic, basic frame, just your basic frame. And we fold it. And bend. And then we got our little pea pod. And then we're going to pair the calyx with it. Like so. Okay, so 2 done. Okay, what's next? What's next? Oh, hello, Ella. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Okay. If you are just joining me, I am working on sweet peas. Fell on the ground. I am working on sweet peas, not the yellow one. I'm working on the purple one. I'll just put it here so it's in the background. Okay, what's next? So, all right. What is next? What do I feel like doing? I feel like maybe leaves. Oh, since I have the size 15 beads out, I'm going to do these little leaflets, which is these guys. These little guys. Just a little detail. I'm not exactly sure what the exact unit is called, but for my pattern, I'm calling it a leaflet. Right? Okay. How many? I need to make 6 of these. Just string a bunch of beads on it. Okay, Ella says, yes, this is a lovely pattern. Thank you. Yeah, we made this last year. And I think most of you made it too. most of you are aware of this pattern. I think it was last year. Yes, it was last year. That's when I started my trellis. So I am thinking, for those that missed it, I am thinking of doing, I'm going to make more cosmos. I want to make more cosmos for the trellis. It's going to be in the pot. So for the bottom of the pot, I'm going to do wild daisies and cosmos. Okay. All right. So what does it say I need to do? Make 2 15. Okay. 5. Oh, this is purple. What am I doing? I've got like the green on purple. No. What am I doing? Not paying attention. Yep, that happens. I didn't even do much today and I feel so out of breath already. It's that heat. I didn't even do much. All I did was walk outside and sit outside. Uh, and here I'm thinking I need to go dig, plant some flowers. Okay, I'm trying to figure out my pattern here. For the make one 15 bead loop. Okay. For the next 2 continuous wrap loops, make a 15. Oh, for the next 2, make a 15 bead inner loop. Okay. Oh, I see what I'm. Okay. 5, 10, 15. And then 25 bead outer loop. 15, 20, 25. Okay, so this is what I need to concentrate on. I got to count on every single one. 5, 15. Oh, and this pattern is on my website if you would like to make this. So there's a PDF and also a video class. 10, 15, 20, 25. That's too much counting. And then 15 bead loop. Okay, so Ella asks, okay, let me put this on the screen if I can. Says, I want to ask about the bead size. Let's say the pattern asks for size 10, but I have a bigger size. How I could modify the pattern or the size of the flower? Let me take a drink first. Well, there's 2 ways that you can do that, Ella. You can either just follow the pattern as it is using, well, actually, I would not. Okay, so you're saying size 10 beads, and that is fine to use, but I wouldn't go. I wouldn't make French beaded flowers using. I mean, I don't see why not. Why you can't use a bigger size bead. Well, let's just say that for standard French beading, we use a size 11C beads. That is the standard size, I guess. Um, that would, and then size 10 would be kind of like the largest bead that personally that I would use to make French beaded flowers. That would be my threshold. Actually, size 11 is my threshold. I don't want to go larger. I mean, if it is a regular pattern, I would not. I mean, I guess there are some like accent beads. You can go larger, but size 11, size 10 is my max threshold for making flowers, for making French beaded flowers, 11 or 10. Um, but okay, but to answer your question, there's two ways. One, you can make it the flower according to the pattern as it is. For example, if it is a size 10 and you have a basic frame and it's calling for a, like, for example, a 5 bead basic frame using the size 10 beads, I would just use whatever bead that you're using and just make it as is. And with that, then you will have just a bigger flower. For a lot of people that convert size 11 patterns to like a size 15 pattern, you can do the same thing, right? You can take your size 15 seed beads and make your units, and you will, and then in turn you will have a smaller flower. Just follow the pattern as it is. The only caveat is that you will need, if you're using a bigger bead, you will use up more wire. So if they're calling for a certain length of wire, you will need more wire, I guess. That's the only thing. So you'll just have a bigger flower. The second way is to, I guess, to modify would be to use your size 10 seed beads. For example, it's a 5 bead basic. You would put the size 10 seed beads onto some wire, and then you can use a ruler and measure that to see the length of your basic row, and then put the seed beads that you want to use onto the wire and measure it. So I guess for this you would need to know, you would need to have both the seed beads. You would need to have size 10s, and you would also need to have the ones that you have. All right. So um, so just measure the size 10 seed beads to see the length, and then use that length for your bigger seed beads. So that would be the other option. If you want to stay consistent with what the pattern calls for, consistent with the size of what the pattern calls for. If you don't care that it's a little bit larger, then just follow the pattern as is with the beads that you have. So, but if you want it to be consistent with the size of the flower in the pattern, then I would measure. So hopefully that helps. uh, hopefully that helps. If that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense or not. Okay. All right. All right. 2-inch 15 bead loop. It's too much counting on this one. 5, 10. Okay, looks like we have Priscilla joining us. Hello. Okay, so 5, 10. 25. Okay, lots of counting in this one. Okay. All right, so Allah says, yes, it's better to follow the pattern as it is. That is a lot easier. That is a lot easier than that way you're just accommodating for more or less wire. Okay. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. Okay. You're very welcome, Allah. That's what I'm here for. That's what these chat sessions are for. If you got questions, let me have it. All right. Where's my wire cutter? Got a bead I need to crush. Annette says, whoop, whoop, go Canada. uh, unfortunately, we are not going this year. Normally, we would be around this time is when we're actually going up, but we are not going up this year, unfortunately. So we're going to miss our Canadian family this year. Okay. Ooh. All right, that's two. Two of these leaflets made. Oh. Just looking around my studio and it's so messy. I prefer doing my live streams outside where I can see the flowers and the birds chirping. But I'm not going to be able to properly clean in here until probably end of summer. It's like I said, it's just a dumping ground in here until then. Okay. Priscilla says, "Well, wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Priscilla." Oh, I'm working on, this is what I'm working on, making sweet peas. French beaded sweet peas. And it's going to be on well, I'm working on working on a purple, but I also need another yellow. Too many things to still bead. 15, 20, 25. Okay, Allah wants to know, are we going to start the next bead along on the 15th? No, we are not starting the bead along on July 15th. Lauren will be announcing her bead along on July 15th. So we'll find out what she's going to do in August. So we have July for a break, and then so you can get, well, it's a catch up month. so you can catch up on whatever projects that you're working on. And then August, we'll have a new project for you to work on in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. And for those of you that are not aware of what I'm talking about, is in our group, the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, we run free bead-alongs. Lauren Harpster and I co-admin the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, and we run bead-alongs in there every other month now. And right now it's in July we have a break month, but August we'll be back swinging with another project. All right, that is 3. Okay. Priscilla says it's raining hard. Oh, we could use some rain right now. We could use some rain. Actually, it was supposed to thunder last night or yesterday, but it did not come. It did not come. But you know when it will start raining? I bet you if I water my garden, then it will start raining, right? Because that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes sometimes. All right. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15. I have so many big projects that I have my mind on. But I need to focus on this trellis before I start working on others. Oh, that doesn't look right. This unit has too much counting. Every single part I need to count. 10. Okay. I'm going to finish this one up and then I will call it a day. As much as I like to keep beading here. I need to get back to my kids. Okay, so let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And they need to help me dig and plant those lilies. There we go. Sometimes things just don't look right and you're just confused. It's like, what's going on? Okay. It's the last of the, is it focusing? Of the leaflets. I have 4 made so far. I need 6 total though. So I need to make 6 more. So I'm going to take my project tray and I'm just going to take my tray wherever I go. Right. Put my beads. I'm going to need to put some beads in a bag. So that's too many beads. I'm not going to drag all my bottles, jars. I'm not going to drag all my jars of beads everywhere. So I'm going to put them in little baggies. the bead spinner here. These are the wires. And some pattern in here. So this is what I do with my project boxes. When I'm done, I just put all the stuff in here. I'm going to put some more beads. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to put the beads in the baggies so that so I can bring all the beads with me. And I think I'll take this with in here too. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, wire cutter. And this. So now I'm ready to take this anywhere. Okay, so before I go, I want to show you the trellis again. So for those of you that missed it, this is the project that I'm working on. Okay, let me unzoom. Not zoom, unzoom. So this is the trellis that I'm working on. And I am currently working on this colorway. I need one more of this colorway of the sweet peas. Can you see? Okay, so this is the sweet pea I'm working on. So I need one more of this, and then I need one more of the yellow. One more of the yellow. So that is going to go down here. Okay. Move this here. I can move this. I can move the camera. Duh. Okay, so I am going. So we can see I have this bare spot that I'm trying to fill. So in this spot, I'm going to make one more of this purple colorway. And I'm going to add the yellow here and maybe another yellow here. And then on the bottom, I will plant some cosmos and also the wild daisies. So that's the plan. That is the plan. So one more look. All right. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me again for another live. And I do want to come on again next week. It's just hard for me to schedule. Not that it's just, well, today's was kind of last minute. Today's live was just kind of last minute. I didn't set it up until yesterday. So let's decide while we're here. Let's decide while I'm still on, right? And so that way I don't forget, because if I don't do it now, if I don't decide now, then it doesn't get done. And that's usually how it is. And then it waits until the very last minute. Okay. I just want to look at my schedule. All right. So let's do Friday, the July 11th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so I'll see you next week. Same time, same time, same place. All right, I will set that up. But that is it. So thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you next week.